Alright, you guys should be able to hear me now. Now I'm wondering if the mic settings are correct here. Let me check something real quick. I feel like something might be a bit off on my end. Let's see. I don't know. Maybe it's fine. How do I sound? If you guys could let me know, I'd appreciate that. I'll have a little bit of background music playing for Pokemon. Just let me know if it's too loud. Or it's just right as like background music, you know? Yeah, so we are going to be reacting to the Pokemon Presents this morning. And yeah, I think it's going to be a good time. Now, do I think it's going to be like the best Pokemon Presents of all time? I don't know about that. But yeah, I think it's going to be a good show. I'm expecting really 3 things. And it's a 24-minute presentation apparently, right? So they could fill it in with a lot of other stuff, right? But the 3 things are, we're gonna learn more about Pokemon Legends ZA. We'll probably maybe we'll see some. We'll definitely see something in terms of new like Pokemon forms, Mega Evolutions. We'll see that. Maybe more on the starters. Although maybe they might want to wait closer to release. Although we're not that far, right? It's late July. The game comes out mid-October. So we're really talking about what, less than 3 months? August, September, October. Yeah, the game's coming out in less than 3 months. So I think definitely they should be picking up on things. So we're definitely gonna see some new stuff on Legends ZA. That's like the obvious. I expect an update on Pokemon Champions. I think we'll get a release date for Pokemon Champions. Actually, we'll learn if it's coming out this year, early next year, and we'll get a bit more details on the game. We'll talk more about that, you know, in this little pre-presents stream here. And the third thing is a boring thing. More mobile stuff that I don't care about. So those are my basic predictions for this Pokemon Presents. Like I don't this time I didn't put like a dedicated sort of direct, I mean not direct, a dedicated video on my Pokemon Presents predictions because that was it. That's it. I got nothing else this time around. Maybe because I've been more preoccupied with everything else related to Switch 2 as of late. But yeah. Hey, how you doing? This is my Pokemon right here. Yeah, if you guys can let me know how everything looks and sounds. You know, if my mic levels are okay, if you guys can hear background music or if it's too loud or too quiet, so I can make some adjustments. And let's talk about this Presents and just Nintendo, and then we'll watch the show. Let's see here. I'm gonna pull up the chat so I can see it more closely. Oh, Pokemon. Hold on. Pokemon what? Hello there, Philip. Hello there, Chibi. Hello there, Shiny Celebi. Sheldon Cooper. Hello there. Excited to have you. Case Reese. Hopefully you can watch this Presents. Jimzo. Solid 33. You're hoping for more info about Pokemon Champions and you hope it's like Pokken. So what we already understand of Pokemon Champions is it's not going to be like a fighting game like Pokken. It's going to be more like hold on. Let me see if I can fix the background music situation. Let me know if you guys can hear the background music now. If it's a little bit more audible. Like I don't want it too loud, so I'm trying to keep it quiet, but hopefully this is a little bit better or not. Let me know. But anyway, so Pokemon Champions, like we understand it to be some kind of battle simulator. So like if you've never played Pokemon Showdown before, think of it kind of like Pokemon Stadium, maybe. Something like that. Now, I don't know if there'll be mini games or a story mode. Shady Husky, yeah, closer to Pokemon Showdown than Pokken. I can show you guys Pokemon Showdown. Pokemon Showdown is a free thing that you can do on Google or any internet browser. So I can show you a little bit of that. And the idea may be to simulate that, although I wonder if they'll limit your options. I assume, because it's Pokemon Company and Game Freak, that they won't like let you pick literally everything you want possibly, right? You'll have to probably actually have the Pokemon. But maybe they do still have a rental system. It's hard to say. I mean, I would hope that they could just let you do whatever you want, just because that's like the best way to kind of actually test out battling. But Pokemon Champions might be more than just about testing. It might be the new format for competitive battling and just online multiplayer battles. Like, that may be the main focus. Yeah, I'll show, you know, I guess I could just show you now. Let's see here. Yeah, I actually even have it. Is it... Was it this one? Yeah. I guess that's it. Okay. So, this is Pokemon Showdown. What I'm realizing, though, is that you can't see the actual battle screen. What happens when I pull up a battle? Alright, can I move this so it's more visible for people? I guess not. I mean, I could, but I don't want to move this screen that much. Give me a second. I could put it on a different screen. If I put it on a different screen, then it'd probably be easier for you to see, actually. So let's try that. One moment. Yeah, I'm going to show you how Pokemon Showdown works. Window capture. Left. Alright, now probably everything is black. I know. Hold on. I'm fixing it, I promise. Just give me a second. One moment. I think it's this one. There we go. Okay. All right. My camera's not there, but big whoop. Hey, here I am. All right. Anyways, this is like just a random thing. So this is Pokemon Showdown, right? You can do. I just picked like a random battle, but like you can build teams, right? And join tournaments and do different formats like single battles, double battles, random battles. And this person probably hates me because I'm just making them wait. Oh no, they almost killed me. Anyways, I'm gonna forfeit this probably just because I'm just like showing you guys, right? Like this is... It's a lot faster. I'm waiting for the other person but to make a move, but... Yeah. Let's see. Huh, okay. So anyways, this is it, right? Pokemon Champions wouldn't be like with these visuals, and you've seen the visuals for it, but the idea is you get to simulate battles. So that's pretty much how Pokemon Champions should work. And this thing could use Shed Tail. Or Rapid Spin. Let's just... Okay. Okay. The good old double switcheroo. This thing might do a dragon dance. Anyway, I'll get back to the chat here. Yeah. JR Tokyo, are we done with the weekly podcast? I mean, I actually planned on doing the podcast later tonight. So, no, I'm not done. Yeah, I think we'll be all right. Yeah. Anyway, back to it here. Unless you guys really want to watch me do battles, that's kind of how Pokemon Showdown is. Let's see here. I was at a certain point in the chat trying to find myself again. Okay. Let's see. Shield 09. Unless we get a 2D Pokemon Metroidvania, I really can't ever get excited about Pokemon. A 2D Pokemon Metroidvania. Interesting. You know, like, what if the Mystery Dungeon series were to go in that direction? That could be kind of fun, actually. I could see it. Someday, maybe. Power Mad UK. I think next gen's could be shown for February. Yes. I think Power Mad, you're probably right based off the history of things. They'll show Gen 10 for sure next February. For sure. That's I would be totally shocked otherwise. Now, the small ray of hope I have is that maybe Gen 10 is coming out a little bit earlier in the year than usual next year, right? So maybe they start to tease it in this Presents. Like, that's like my big hopium copium, right? I don't expect that at all, though. Here, True Dash Fan had asked, "Hey Andres, Nashville confirmed the Ocarina of Time remake I asked in the live stream he did a couple days ago." Yeah, I mean, he has said he has heard about an Ocarina of Time remake, right? Which is cool, because we've been theorizing about this for a few years already. Yeah, there's someone else that has heard about this project way in advance that I've been wanting to get on the show for a while, but they've got other things going on. So I do want to eventually get them on to talk more about this Ocarina of Time remake. On the note of the podcast. The podcast is not dead, just in a limbo phase right now. Yeah. Let's see here. Okay. Chronorig. Hey, Andre, I think we will get a Pokemon dating sim. I know you're joking. You said you were joking, but like, that actually sounds pretty good. Like, not that I usually go for Pokemon dating sims or any dating sims at all, but I don't know. It might be the right kind of weird. Okay, all right. I'm now thinking about it more. It will get. I don't mean. This is the internet. The internet can take things in twisted, dark directions. I'm thinking more like, not so much dating, but like just like a social interaction thing where you have different characters you get to know. Maybe more like Pokemon Sims, if that makes any sense. So, you know, and then, yeah, I mean, it can get weird. I'm not trying to make it weird. I'm just saying, I think there's room to have more of like a Pokemon game where there's a focus on just like characters getting to know each other. That's all I'm going for here. Nothing else. That's it. PG. That's it. Yeah. Alma, sup Andres, I finished a 100% run of Bonanza yesterday. Definitely a game that will be talked about decades from now. That is high praise. And I definitely see where you're coming from. I have not finished the game yet. But I definitely do believe that Bonanza is doing some special things. And I'm not even that deep into the game. I understand that later into the game, things get crazier in terms of like the cool, like in terms of cool ideas and how they utilize all the tech and mechanics. But just from what I've played so far, I mean, I think Nintendo has clearly innovated on a great level here with this game. Like what they've done with the voxel technology, like they've accomplished something here with Bonanza. This is a stride, right? Like that we've made advancements. Nintendo made advancements in games with Bonanza, similar to Breath of the Wild in that sense. It is interesting because, I would say before the Switch era, before Breath of the Wild came out, there was maybe a little bit of a thought process that Nintendo can't really innovate the way they used to with a lot of their games. And you look at Breath of the Wild, you look at Mario Odyssey, and clearly they still can, right? But Bonanza is a game like that, where they've figured out new things in terms of how we can play games. And I think that's pretty special. So, yeah, that's cool stuff. Power Matter, everything sounds okay to you. SZA, what time does it start today? So the show should start in 70 minutes. At 9 a.m. Eastern Time, 6 a.m. Pacific Time. I'm on the East Coast, so... Yeah, this looks like this question was like 10 minutes ago. So I see Shielder said an hour and 20. So now it'll be like about an hour and 10. 0009 or 009. Yeah. Do we need a Pokken tournament too? I think so. Pokken tournament was epic. Okay, like I definitely would like to see a Pokken tournament too, for sure. Like that was an amazing game. Loved it. One of my favorite fighting games. A great Pokemon spinoff. So I'm right there with you, totally. Now I see here, I got a super chat here to read. So Chrono Riggs, been a member for 33 months. Glad to have you a member all this time, buddy. Here Chrono says with a super chat, this might be a hot take, but I think the new 10th gen Pokemon game should be a Switch 2 exclusive and not come to Switch 1 like Mario Kart World and Donkey Kong Bonanza. I agree. So the thing is, if Gen 10 doesn't come out till late next year, like the Switch 2 will have been out for more than a year and a half about a year and almost a year and a half by that point, right? That would be... It would be tricky for Game Freak to go for that, because they would almost be guaranteeing themselves that initially software sales will not be as strong as other Pokemon games, because, I mean, I don't know. It seems unlikely that they would have... See, actually, you know what? This is something that's worth looking up. So, what did the first mainline exclusive Pokemon game come out for Switch 1? Let's see, in 2017, there was nothing. 2018, we got Pokemon Let's Go, Pikachu, and Eevee. So that wasn't a whole new generation. It wasn't until 2019 that we got Sword and Shield. The Switch 1 had been out for... my years right? My years are right. Yeah. So the Switch had been out for about 2.5 years by that point. So we're talking about them basically being a year and a few months faster. But how many Switches were sold by holiday 2019? Switch sales by year. I'm Googling this real quick. Let's see. Will this site tell me the Switch sales by year? Okay, so let me share this with you guys. Okay, so looking at the Switch sales, right? Hey, look, a Donkey Kong Bonanza ad. All right, so let's see if I'm getting this correct. My brain is still morning. Okay, right. So the Switch came out March 3rd of 2017, right? So the fiscal year actually ended March 31st, 2017. So in that first month, right, those first 28 days, the Switch had sold 2.74 million systems. The Switch 2 has already passed that number, by the way, like doubled it already. By the end of the first year, right, including that first month, they were at 17.79. Okay. But it wasn't until, let's see. So they went to, in 2018, they had Pokemon Let's Go, Pikachu, and Eevee come out, right? So they were around this number, the 30 million mark, right, when Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee came out. And they were around the 50 million mark by the time... Well, okay, but when the holidays ended, they had hit the 50+ million mark, right? So they were somewhere in the middle of 40 and 50 million during the holidays when Sword and Shield came out. So it would be... I guess what basically, like, maybe Switch 2 keeps ahead of pace of Switch 1 initially, right? And so maybe by late next year when Gen 10 comes out, they would be ahead of this mark here of like the early 30 millions. But I doubt they would be over 40 million by holiday next year. That would be insane, right? Like, even this would be an incredible feat, to be honest, because... let's remind ourselves that Switch 1 came out March of 2017, not June of 2017. So they have less time to get to this mark by holiday season next year. So even getting here is not guaranteed, right? Getting to the 30 million mark. And even then, they did put an exclusive Pokemon game. It was Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, though, right? Like, it's not the beginning of a whole new generation like it was for Sword and Shield the year later. So that, yeah, it would be a risk for sure. Do I think it might be worth the risk? At least in terms of the quality of the game, I do. Just focusing on that one version. But it's tough to say. It's tough to say what they're gonna do. I know there were some leaks. I need to go back and look at them because I think it was a back and forth in terms of, like, is there a Switch 1 version? There's not. Like, I think if I remember correctly, they were working, if I remember correctly, and I could be off here, from the leaks, right? Because there was a whole bunch of leaks that came out. It was discovered that there's a Switch 2 version of Gen 10, but also Switch 1, and that there was going to be, at first we had only seen evidence of a Switch 1 version of Legend ZA. But then later we found evidence of a Switch 2 version of Legend ZA, and then what happened? Well, we got confirmation of a Switch 2 edition of Pokemon Legend ZA. So they have at least begun development of Generation 10 with Switch 1 in mind to an extent. The question is, have they pivoted to only focus on Switch 2? And that we don't know. So we'll have to see on that for sure. Let's see. Where's my chat? Can't find it. Oh, there we go. Let's see here. True Dash fan asks, how's it going? I'm okay. I got a little bit of the sniffles, but it's just allergies in the morning for me. Let's see here. Wait, True Dash fan, what? True Dash fan here says, also, Nashville did confirm we are getting a Switch 2 game for the holiday, which is Luigi's Mansion 4. Are you telling me that Nashville has outright confirmed my theory that Luigi's Mansion 4 is going to be the surprise holiday title for this year? I feel like he has teased it. I need evidence. So if you could send me, like, a message on Discord or Twitter, or where was this live stream? Was it Attack the Backlogs live stream with Nash Weedle, or is it somewhere else? Let me know, because this might be huge. We've already heard about the Ocarina of Time rumors, right? And I've been thinking that maybe Nash might have teased the possibility Luigi's Mansion 4 in a post, but it wasn't totally clear. So if you're saying with clarity, Nash Weedle has supported the notion that Luigi's Mansion 4 could be the big holiday release, please send me a message, or at least say something in the chat so I can look this up and find it, because that would be pretty exciting stuff. Jim Zoatson, you have a beautiful cat behind you. I'm hoping for a revival of Pokemon Mystery Dungeon and maybe also for Pokemon Ranger, even though it's unlikely, but I'll definitely be happy if so. Yeah, thank you. Ruby appreciates the compliments. Hey. She's super comfy. Yeah. I have never played a Ranger game, so if there was a new one, I'd be actually interested to give that a whirl. Power Mad. Donkey Kong is awesome. It definitely is. Definitely is. Shady Husky, bold idea. I wonder if Champions could kind of be like the Battle Frontier, where you have a main mode for serious battles and some side modes, kind of like Battle Factory, Battle Palace, etc., etc. I think they should do something like that. Like that would, I think they should mix it up. Like there should be different formats for battles, different styles of battles. Hey, I actually miss rotation battles and triple battles. I thought those were fun alternative ways to play. Like, give me different side stuff for sure. 3v3s, maybe 3v3 randoms, right? Like, I think there's a certain funness to be, you just assigned a rental team, right? Like what I just showed you, the random battles. Like, I think there's fun in that, where you don't worry about the team building. You're given tools. You have to learn on the fly and figure out what you can do against someone else. Is there luck involved? Yes, but that's Pokemon. Luck's always involved. However, you can influence your luck, right? So I think yes, I'm all for a lot of side battle modes and stuff like that. If there are mini games like Pokemon Stadium, that would be amazing too. I'm not expecting it based off from what I've seen of Pokemon Champions. I don't get that kind of vibe. It's that it's going to be that kind of game, because I think it's also going to be available on mobile. But simply focusing on the battles and a variety of different ways to battle, I think would be big. And, even the other thing to consider here is that this might be the kind of game that is continually iterated upon. Like they update on it, right, for years to come. Somewhat similar to Pokemon Go. And maybe at first it's a little bit bare bones, but over time they continue to add more features to it. So that's something to keep in mind, that it may work in that way. True Dash fan, I hope we get a new Pokemon movie. There will definitely be a new Pokemon movie. I guarantee it. Will they talk about it during the presents? I have no idea. I would say no. But there's always Pokemon movies every year, so. Alma adds KS Reese. It's impossible to have a good time for US, Europe, and Japan simultaneously. Yeah, time zones are always tricky here. Even for people on the West Coast here in the States, like, a lot of people are complaining that they have to get up at 6 a.m. for the presents. And they actually have to get up before then, because the present starts at 6 a.m., right? So, yeah, I mean, it's tough. Alma adds me. I hope they don't mess with the art style too much of Ocarina of Time. Redoing that game is dangerous. That is an interesting thing to bring up. So, according to the Nashweedle rumor, right? So, again, Ocarina of Time is a theory. It's a theory that's gained more and more evidence, like, from things Nintendo has done, right? And we've talked about this in many videos. But now there's a rumor to back it up, right? The rumor is that Ocarina of Time Remake, they went through a significant visual redesign about a year and a half ago. Maybe it's closer to 2 years by this point, I don't know. But a little while ago, right, is when this supposedly happened to this project. Now, what does that mean exactly? Well, I think it comes with an implication that they do have some ambition with it visually. But what art style change would we be talking about here? And that's all we got, right? So it's hard to say. And especially since we are talking about a remake, right? Like, I think like one of the big things, probably the biggest thing about a remake, is the visual look of the game. Like, that's arguably the most important part. Like, maybe they are modernizing the game in ways so the gameplay feels fresher, and that would be exciting. But typically, most remakes, it's a visual thing, right? So what they do with the visuals is definitely going to be an interesting challenge for whoever they're holding responsible to do this, which supposedly is just like internal Nintendo, by the way. Thinking about how an Ocarina of Time would look with modern visuals, I think that could look really cool. I've pointed out this person before. I think they pretty much nailed it. How it should look. I've built Curio-matic. They're a YouTuber, and I think they've pretty much gotten it right in terms of how Link from Ocarina of Time should look. I'm not gonna play their whole thing here, but I'll just share you a screenshot. Like, it should look like that. This is how it should look, you know. I don't know if I can find his face. I think I would have to probably go to his video to find his face. I mean, I could just go to that real quick. So, let's see here. Let's see. For those who haven't seen this, it looks incredible. All right. So yeah, if you want to check out this whole video, right? I definitely recommend you check it out. You just search Curiomatic or Ocarina of Time Remake, you'll find it. But that's how it looks. And I mean, this is like the ideal style of a I would say a modernized Ocarina of Time. Now, will Nintendo do something exactly like this? I don't know, but to me this feels like looking at the original concept art for Ocarina of Time and matching it to modern visuals. So this would be amazing if they went for something along these lines. I think they would definitely get it right if they went in this kind of direction. So we'll see, but that's definitely what I kind of think could happen there. It'd be really cool. Very, very cool. All right, continuing with the chat here. All right, where are we? Okay. I have like way too many windows open right now. I'm getting confused on where everything's at. I'm playing with a little bit of a different streaming setup here, so that's part of my confusion. All right. Shields are 9. Switch between Charizard, Squirtle, Bulbasaur, and Pikachu, etc. Different elemental abilities will allow the player to go further, find new Pokemon, open new areas. Okay. A lot of you guys are talking about a new Pokemon tournament. I really would like to see a new Pokemon tournament. Is there a rumor about one or something? Because I'd be all for it. Shady Husky, you literally just finished 100%ing Bonanza like 10 minutes ago. You must have been just playing this entire time straight from the beginning to 100% it in like 4 or 5 days. That's impressive. Very impressive. Bravo. Blue Car, I'm hoping they'll at least show Gen 10 with new Pokemon region, giving us a hint at a big mainline game to look forward to after Legends CA. And yes, definitely, I want Pokken too. You know, I think this would be a good time to put up a poll. Okay. What do we want most? Of these options that I'm going to put. Pokken 2. New Mystery Dungeon. I'm going to add the Pokemon Dating Sim. Why not? And let's see here. I'm trying to think of like an interesting fourth option. Will be interesting fourth option. You know what? Going back to what we talked about earlier. A Metroidvania style Pokemon spinoff. Okay. Alright. I'm going to put spinoff in the question just so we're talking about spinoffs here. Which spinoff do we want most? Okay. Okay. Let's see what wins the poll. I'm trying to figure out what I want the most. It's not the dating sim. Okay. Alma says this looks okay, but it can look a bit better. Link looks a bit too flat at IMO, in their opinion. This is a reference to the look of Link from that visual remake video. Yeah, I mean, you know, I see where you're coming from. I don't think that this is the work of one person, right? So if we're talking about like an ambitious effort as in terms of a remake, like I would think Nintendo would do a little bit more, but something along those lines. True Dash fan. Also, Andres, do you think they will add Twilight Princess to GameCube? Yes. Eventually, yeah, I do think they'll add Twilight Princess to GameCube. Yeah, I think that's a big one. I would not be surprised if we see it within the first 2 years. So, maybe even sooner. Yeah. I bet we could see it for the 40th anniversary, potentially. The only reason I could see us not coming is if Nintendo is planning like a Twilight Princess remake. But even then, like, I think a Twilight Princess remake would be so many years out that you still put out the Twilight Princess on GameCube classics. So, yes, I think we get it. And like I said, I think sooner than later. A new Pokemon Snap would be awesome. But we just got a new Pokemon Snap. It's called New Pokemon Snap. So that's why I'm like, I didn't put it in the poll, because I feel like it wasn't that long ago. Man, looking at the poll, I see a Metroidvania style Pokemon game is definitely what most people are feeling right now. Okay. Yeah, maybe someone should take notes. Hello there, Cold Brew. I'm doing well. How are you? Andy Mobile. In how many hours does the stream start? In less than 1 hour, the stream starts. Starts in less than 49 minutes, actually. Blue Kari. I want a new mainline Gen 10 game and Pokémon's sequel the most. I like Pokémon's gameplay style where it switches between dual phase and field phase. I hope the next Smash does something like that. Yeah, I do also enjoy the dual gameplay of Pokken. Super cool game. I never picked up the deluxe version of Pokken. I played it on Wii U, so I never played with a Blastoise or Aegislash. If I'm not mistaken, Aegislash was also in the deluxe version. So I part of me has been like, I've looked to see if maybe if they ever sell the Pokken Tournament Deluxe at a discount, because it's hard for me to spend $60 on a game that I already played like from beginning to end entirely, right? So yeah, I've been waiting for a discount just so I can play with those characters. I think the Decidueye is also in there, so yeah, that would have been fun. But you know, having a new one with that kind of gameplay that is definitely a unique spin on like the Tekken fighting style is. We need another one. And I think a brand new one made for Switch 2 could do really well. Bees, set your expectations low, y'all. Nothing new here. All existing stuff. Mobile Champions, ZA trailer, Worlds info, maybe an NSO announcement. Doubtful, but possible. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, I honestly think even an NSO announcement is wishful thinking. Um, there may be a. I don't think it's too crazy though to expect some kind of interesting surprise, whatever that may be. I think there'll be something. Them making a 24-minute presentation does seem like a lot, but I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of that is just dedicated to Legends ZA because it is kind of, it's a big game, right? And there may not be a dedicated, like, Pokemon Legends ZA Direct, but this presents we might just get like a deep dive into Legends ZA. This might be basically our Pokemon Legends ZA Direct. So we may just be getting a lot of new info on Legends ZA today, which would be neat. Seahawks Gamer, all I want is OG Red and Blue on Game Boy and so that would be crazy. Crazy because it would be great. But yeah, I think you're right. Like that's what we need. That's what we need. Shady Husky, are you gonna pull up the DJ Pikachu pre-show? It's quite chill. Is it already? Did they already have the live ready? Is there like some sort of Pokemon playing as a DJ or something? I would definitely put that up. I don't know what you're referring to though, so I'm not sure. Let's see here. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Pokemon. Well, yeah, I'm not sure what you're referring to, but let me know. Let's see here. Just Pikachu DJing. I don't know. I don't know which one. I looked on the official Pokemon channel. Oh. Well, here it is. Okay, we can do this. Yeah, this will be fun, actually. Okay. Here we are. There we go. What I'm curious on, this is the time for the presents. Are they going to, is the show going to play here? Or is this just a DJ thing and then I have to go elsewhere? Let me get live. Get ready for the Pokemon presents with DJ Pikachu. Hey, DJ Pikachu! That's hilarious. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. In like 30 seconds. One moment. Okay, I'm back. I am back. Let's see. So you get the chat's visible here. Not anymore, though. It's invisible. I'm actually going to adjust the chat so I can see it on the screen. Okay. You guys can't see anything, but it's just, this is just a my end thing. Okay. I mean, I guess I could put the chat on for a little bit while we just listen to this DJ. So, yeah, it is a great time to be a Nintendo fan. True Dash fan here. Next year is stacked with 3D Mario, Zelda, Pokemon, Gen 10, Splatoon, Raiders, Animal Crossing. Alright, so we don't know for sure, right, if all this will be next year. Right, a lot of this is based off rumor and speculation, right? But I mean, I did put a video out a few days ago that I do think like things are looking pretty stacked right now. So yeah, like I do think we get a new 3D Mario next year, right? I'm inclined to believe the Animal Crossing rumor as well. So those are two big ones. I think we get something Zelda next year. I'm hoping it's the Ocarina of Time remake, right? In time for the 40th anniversary. But I was thinking about it. So here's my window of time for when I expect to see the Zelda remake to come out. I think it could come out as early as summer next year, right? That's the earliest and least likely. And I think it could come out as late as holiday 2027. I understand the 40th anniversary is next year. It seems to make so much sense to have it come out next year for the 40th anniversary. I would agree. But it doesn't look like we're getting 3D Mario this year for its 40th anniversary either, right? But what I've noticed, though, and it's not a pattern yet, right? But it's just something I noticed. A lot of Mario games improved in sales after the Mario movie came out, but they still had a major mainline Mario game to come out to follow that Mario movie that holiday, Mario Wonder, right? The next Mario movie comes out early next year, right? So they'll be following up a lot of 40th anniversary celebrations and announcements and advertising into that movie going into early next year. And then perhaps by the end of the year, when we're expecting, we get the next big 3D Mario, right? And then early 2027, right? Because 3D Mario presumably in this scenario comes out holiday 2026. In early 2027, we get the Zelda movie. That's already confirmed. In the lead up to the Zelda movie, though, they'll likely do some sort of 40th anniversary announcement. It may not be as big as Mario, it usually isn't, but they may do something, right? And then they'll be in a scenario similar to the Mario movie situation where Mario games see improved sales. We can then see improved Zelda sales, and they may have a big Zelda game ready by the end of 2027 once there's a whole bunch of Zelda movie hype. So I could see a scenario like that where we don't see the Ocarina of Time remake come out before the Zelda movie, but after the Zelda movie. By a few months, right? Like, we're talking about... I said earliest possible, summer 2026. More realistically, sometime between holiday 2026 and holiday 2027. Anyways, regardless, though. Yeah, next year I think is going to be stacked. The Generation 10 Pokemon, probably a new Mario game. We don't know if Splatoon Raiders is coming out this year or next year, right? But that's something that's coming. Animal Crossing seems like there's a solid chance. I've talked about Project Legacy before, whatever Monosoft is working on. Like, there's definitely a lot of reason to be excited for games next year. Duskbloods is coming out next year, right? Like, we're still so early into the year. We have a decent understanding of some things that are coming out next year that could be pretty big. Scuba Maddox with a super chat. Thank you for the super chat. Here's a thought. So instead of Gen 10, we get the remakes of Black and White, but called White Flare and Black Bolt, like the new Pokemon card set. I would be open to getting remakes of these games, and I would like them to take a bold direction. I don't know how most people would respond to getting remakes instead of Generation 10. although a lot of people get pretty hyped for remakes, and Black and White was a really big generation. A lot of people love that generation, felt the story was strong, and feel that after Gen 5, Pokemon kind of changed a lot, like in terms of Game Freak and how they kind of made their games afterwards. So I think there would be a lot of praise, at least from the fan base, for a Generation 5 remake, and something that would be so cool to be called like White Flare and Black Bolt. Like that would be neat. So I don't expect something like that for Gen 10, right, next year. But I think at some point or another, you know, they should revisit Generation 5. Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl came out what? Was it 20? My brain's a little foggy all of a sudden. Like was it 2021? Yeah, 2021. Holiday 2021. Pokemon Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl came out then, right? And then before that, it was Gen 3 remakes, Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, which came out 2014, right? So that was a 7-year gap. So right now, you know, next to be a 5-year gap, right? Like I'm not saying we have to wait 7 years for another remake. Before Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire 2014, it was Heart Gold Soul Silver, which was what, 2010, right? It was a 2010 release, or was it 2009? I'm looking it up. I feel like maybe it was like an early 2010. I'm just looking it up. Soul Silver release date. Yeah, okay, so it was no, those are the card set. I want the games. What? Okay, no, yeah, so it did come out. It came out in Japan September 2009, and other regions March 2010. That's why I was confused. Okay. Yeah, because back then they weren't day and date worldwide. Anyway, we waited a long time to get Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl, and it wasn't even the best remake. It was kind of like one of the worst remakes. Yeah, definitely something to keep in mind. But I would say, since it's already been some years, like we could start. I think after Gen 10 comes out next year, right, then we could start being on like Gen 5 watch, which is crazy how time is flying. Blue Car, if they did a Tekken or heck Dragon Ball Z Sparking Zero kind of gameplay style in Smash, there'd be so much more. It'd be so much of a versatile freedom on the fighters with their movesets in open fields. I'm not opposed to a 3D Smash game. I think people would be upset because they want just Smash as it is. But that's why I think, you know, if you do want to go in a bold direction like this, like a 3D Smash fighting game, what you can do is you put out a Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Switch 2 edition that comes with new characters, new stages, improved visuals, right? Better online, maybe another new mode, right? So it's like a substantial, you know, expansion to the game, but it's still Smash Ultimate, right? And so you do that. You have the substantial expansion early on the Switch 2 era, if not this year, next year, right? And then a few years later on, you can afford to come out with another Smash Bros. Entry, but you can then kind of have the wiggle room to go in a bold new direction. And I think that would be kind of crazy. But as Alma points out, yes, the entire Smash community would riot. But I think that's why you'd be able to get away with it, because if you have a Smash Ultimate Switch 2 edition. I think the reality situation is, if you're gonna do something so bold as to go like a full 3D fighting game, don't call it Smash Brothers. Call it something else. Is this DJ music too loud, or is it just right? I'm eating a granola bar. I hope it's not too loud. Sorry, I'm chewing. BM with the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. Love your videos, mate. By the way, Nashville leaked that apparently there will be a new Yoshi game for Switch 2. I saw that. I'm probably going to make a video on it later today. But, yeah. I'm very curious. I mean, let's look up the post. I'm going to Twitter. What did Nashweedle say? Nashweedle. Yo, DJ Pikachu is a beast. Okay. So League Express, a Yoshi game, is on the way to Switch 2, codenamed Sunny, and reportedly using the Unreal Engine again. Initial clues suggest that development began mid-2019, but on recovered footage. I'll let you know as soon as I have more details. So it's tough to say what this would be. If this would be another 2D Yoshi or a 3D Yoshi. Thing is, if they began development in 2019, you would think they wouldn't be spending this much time on a 2D game, right? You would think. But they may have simply been saving it for Mario 40th Anniversary celebrations. We do figure Yoshi's going to play a role here. Right, we've already heard the rumors about Galaxy 2 coming out, and Yoshi plays a role in that. Yoshi's going to play a role in the movie that's coming out early next year. They'll start advertising for it very soon, so it's probably going to coincide with Mario 40th Anniversary celebrations. It is also technically the 35th anniversary for Super Mario World, where Yoshi was introduced. So we figure Yoshi's going to be playing a role in all of this, and that may be why they have a Yoshi game planned as well, and they may have been saving it for this time. So that's something to keep in mind. Now, I kind of want them to go big with the 3D Yoshi game, right? But also, I think about it, like, you still gotta have some 2D games, right? Like, that's still a big part of your lineup. I'm gonna lean in the direction of that we're gonna get just another 2D Yoshi game here. Just because I feel like not every game has to be like the next big thing, you know? Like, some things it's okay if some things are just like a nice little side thing, right? So like Yoshi, like just another Yoshi game, like that's fine. Typical Yoshi gameplay with the throwing the eggs and stuff. Like, now maybe they do find a way to mix it up a little bit. What that is, I'm not sure. But definitely I'm thinking about this, right? I'll have more expanded thoughts later today in a video, most likely. Most likely. But thank you for the super chat, BM. Shady Husky, I think the presents might be in a different link. I'll keep an eye out. But this is a fun time passer. Yeah. I'm keeping that in mind as well. But thank you for saying that. Yeah. Chris Appleson. A Metroidvania Pokemon game? That's a crazy idea, but couldn't we just get more Metroid instead, please? Yeah, I think so. I would like to see another new 2D Metroid pretty soon. So I think Mercury Steam probably has been working on one. Metroid Dread was fire. Power Man UK, Animal Crossing, 3D Mario, Zelda Remake, Pokemon Gen, all for 2026. 2026. They could. They really could. It is... The stars could be aligning for all of that. Like, it feels... Yeah. Oh, what's going on with this DJ stuff? Oh, no. The power went out. Oh, he's firing it back up. Oh. This is cool. Oh, there's a Mimikyu there. Was that Mimikyu always there? What's with the wink? What is going on? that Pikachu dead? Or is it Pikachu just sleeping? I just started paying way more attention to this. What is happening? This is cool. It's also kind of creepy now. Was there a Mimikyu? There was not a Mimikyu there earlier. There definitely was not a Mimikyu there earlier. This is wild. That's so crazy. Dude, I'm kind of creeped out, but also I think it's awesome. That is wild. Wow. Let's see here. I'm getting back to the chat now. Alma, Andres, Zelda came out in February of '86, I believe. Yeah, it's a February thing. They don't, with the anniversaries though, they at least with Zelda, they don't like celebrate it like the same time. Like Skyward Sword was a big part of the 25th anniversary celebration, but that came out for the holidays of 2011. Yeah, 2011. So, yeah, they rarely mention the anniversary at the time of it for Zelda. They just do something at some point in the year. This Pikachu stuff is fire. BM, has 3D Mario actually ever been rumored? Well, Andy Robinson, the CEO of Video Games Chronicles, said he had heard that 3D Mario from multiple sources would be the launch title for Switch 2 a few years ago. So that's a rumor, right? Nate the Hate has, I think, probably brought up as well, as you mentioned. And the SP Red thing, that's a code name for presumably 3D Mario, right? And all those other codename, like most of the codename leaks from Midori have been proven true. We have 5 of 8 that have already been proven true, but pretty much. Technically, I think it's 3 of 8 so far. 2 others are just become extremely, extremely likely. So, you know, like I was theorizing, like no one knew what Silver Star was. I was theorizing Silver Star was a Donkey Kong game made by the Mario Odyssey team. And what has happened? Exactly that, right? Splatoon Raiders we think is probably Project Spiral, given the Spiral Islands. And so that would be 4 and 5 of the codename leaks. They seem pretty likely to be legitimate. So, point is that I think we have less and less reason to doubt the Midori leaks, which includes the SP Red thing, which would be a 3D Mario project. I mean, like, who's doubting that 3D Mario's in development, right? Some people are because of Donkey Kong Bonanza, but you look at some of the members of the team, it's clear that there could still be others working on a new Mario game. So, yeah. And we don't even have to consider rumors, right? Like, there's always a brand new Mario game for every console generation. Every console generation by the end of the second holiday. So, probably not this holiday, but by the end of 2026, I'd be very shocked if there was not a brand new 3D Mario game. And if there isn't, there's gotta be. I'd be so surprised. Chris Appleson. It's so crazy that for the 40th anniversary, Mario got him being dethroned and being the 3D platformer champion. Talk about getting Goomba bonked. Donkey Kong Bonanza, so good. Yeah. I'm not too worried about Mario though. I think when the next Mario comes, people are gonna be like, "Oh, Mario's back." But yeah, Bonanza's a very good game. Bonanza's a very good game. I think currently it's a 91 on Metacritic. It's pretty high. I think maybe it might even be a little under-reviewed. Like, because Mario Odyssey is a 97 on Metacritic, right? So that goes to show that, like, back then, Mario Odyssey it received extremely, extremely well. So, yeah. Yeah. Shady Husky, thank you for letting me know the audio sounds good. I appreciate you. Cy Tyson, good afternoon from Ireland. Sky Sword Alyssa. Yeah, pump up the jam, Pikachu. 20 minutes to go. Yeah, we've heard 24 minutes, Cy Tyson. True Dash Fan 253. Do you think we'll see a lot of third-party games at the Direct next week? Whenever the Direct happens, yes, I do think there will be a lot of third-party games in the Direct. I'm actually excited to see more third-party games. I think the Switch 2 is set up to get a lot of big stuff. So I'm excited to see more. I want to see some exclusives, but even just some other big games coming to the console, like maybe Expedition 33 would be really nice. Crimson Desert would be really nice. So I'm definitely keeping my eyes peeled for those partner spotlights. They had 2 in the first Switch 2 Direct. I expect more in the not so distant future. Partner spotlights are way better than partner showcases. IMO. BM says, I do agree that it might be a 2D Yoshi game, not a 3D one. Yeah. Yeah. Not everything's got to be 3D, you know? There's got to be a little bit of a mix. Din Jarrus, I just woke up and thought of all these Pikachus were having some sacrificial ceremony. Well, it did look a little bit like that for a while. Not gonna lie. PS5 Pro, hey Andres, does DK Bonanza have a chance to get Game of the Year nominations this year? It definitely has a strong chance. A Metacritic score of 91, lots of praise, lots of popularity. Fan feedback is extremely positive. It's a huge story though, right? Like, it's not even like all that, even not even considering any of that. Like, it's the comeback of one of gaming's greats. It's the comeback of the character that brought Nintendo to relevance. Like, the first Donkey Kong game is what allowed Nintendo to break out into the West. Now, I understand Jumpman was a part of that, but DK Donkey Kong, like, people related to that because of King Kong at the time. And so Donkey Kong is a pretty important part of Nintendo's history. And not only that, the game is innovative. The type of gameplay they've been able to accomplish with the voxel tech and the strides they're going to make in that department. We haven't seen voxel tech used quite this way. Like, yeah, it's always been voxels, like 3D pixels have been used for destruction, but to, I guess, execute it in the way it's been done it's never been done before. Like, a platformer with this much variety and polish and then all the destruction. It's a special thing. They definitely did something new here. They innovated. They changed the standard, and that's something that stuff like that at least puts you in the Game of the Year conversation. You know, like, I remember when Mario Odyssey and Breath of the Wild were up for Game of the Year. At the time, Mario Odyssey was actually higher on Metacritic. Like, they were both a 97, but Mario Odyssey was a stronger 97. I think that may have changed. I have to go back and look, but, you know, because some people can always review a little bit later, right? But point is that Mario Odyssey seemed to have an advantage going into the Game Awards from a critical acclaim perspective, of a minor one, a very minor one, but an advantage nonetheless. And also, Mario, historically speaking, is more popular than Zelda. So these things seem to be siding with Mario Odyssey versus Breath of the Wild for the Game Awards. And not just the Game Awards show, just Game Awards shows in general, right? But what was the game that ultimately won out most Game Awards shows during that time? It was Breath of the Wild. And so why was that? Well, you know, maybe ultimately people just thought it was a better game. And it could be as simple as that, right? Like, just because technically Mario Odyssey had slightly higher critical acclaim, that doesn't mean it's actually better for most people. It's just, it's not a perfect formula, right? It never is. in terms of critical acclaim. It's just people's opinions, and sometimes people's opinions change, and with the weather, right? That's just how it is. Anyway, I think the main reason why Breath of the Wild won more awards than Mario Odyssey, though, is because Breath of the Wild is a more innovative game. Mario Odyssey did some special things, don't get me wrong. Like, Mario Odyssey showed that a 3D platformer can work in today's age, right? Like, it was a big deal. But Breath of the Wild pretty much changed how we looked at open world games moving forward. So, that level of innovation with the physics and the freedom, that was huge. Nintendo changed gaming with Breath of the Wild. Donkey Kong Bonanza is more along those lines. And maybe somewhat ironically, the team that made Mario Odyssey lost to Breath of the Wild because, right? But then now they've made Donkey Kong Bonanza, which is a more innovative game than Mario Odyssey was. Now, hasn't reviewed as strongly as Mario Odyssey, right? And Donkey Kong's not as popular as Mario. So those are things going against it. But still, a 91 on Metacritic, super high. The game is, I think it's like the fastest selling game in the UK compared to prior Donkey Kong games. It's definitely, like, there are signs we've seen that Bonanza is going to be a very big deal, very successful game. Anyway, I'd be very surprised if Bonanza is not at least nominated in most award shows, including the big one, the Game Awards. And it could win Game of the Year, but it's got some competition, and it may have more. Right, we're still halfway through the year. There's a few more games that could be coming out that could, make a claim, like Metroid Prime 4, for example. Right, that game might also be a critical acclaim media darling. I expect it to be, actually. So, yeah, it's gonna be tough, but I do think a nomination makes sense. Shady Husky, hardest Lavender Town music remix ever, right? Sky Sword Alyssa vibin'. Awesome. Annie, how am I today? I am well. How are you? Chris Appleton, gotta laugh about how that conversation went when some animator got asked to make this. Yeah, that is funny to think about what those conversations must have been like. Shady Husky, oh crud, the new Pokemon app just got posted on the App Store early. There's a new Pokemon app. They've definitely been hard pushing this Pokemon Presents. Let's see here. My App Store. What's on the App Store? I have a shark. My phone's gonna die. How about if I search Pokemon? Pokemon Unite, Pokemon Go, Pokemon Masters EX, Pokemon Tuesday Live, Pokemon Quest Home. I'm not sure what I'm looking for, but there's a lot of Pokemon apps. Magikarp Jump. Chrono Rig. Andre, I always find it cool when I see huge celebrities and sports athletes that play and collect Pokemon stuff. Yeah, I mean, I think I agree with you. I like when I see that too. These are people, right, at the end of the day. So, when you see other people like that, it's good for the brand, right? Definitely. I mean, it's kind of like, when you do something like that, when you're someone that's a celebrity, like, everything you do is kind of like marketing, right? Like, people say, oh, what do they have there? Like, and people think about that stuff. So if someone sees you playing a Nintendo DS or a Switch, they'll be like, oh, they play that too. Interesting, right? So, like, yeah, it is neat. Annie, I have a question. Why does Game Freak Beast of Reincarnation come to PlayStation X? Oh yeah, why does Game Freak's Beast of Reincarnation come to PlayStation Xbox but not Switch 2? What's happening between Game Freak and Nintendo? So I would not assume that it's not going to come to Switch 2. I think it may very well still come to Switch 2. We just have to kind of wait and see on that one. There's a lot of third-party games that were introduced during Summer Games Fest, or talked about during Summer Games Fest, that people thought would have been announced for Switch 2 and weren't. So it may just be an announcement that we get a little bit later, perhaps in a Nintendo Direct next week. Fingers crossed, right? We'll see. Yeah, I wouldn't worry too much about the relationship. Regardless, Game Freak's been making games for Nintendo for years, right? Like, I don't think there's that much of a big issue there. That said, you know, it is possible that to get their game to look and run well on Switch 2 might be harder than the other platforms. So that's something else to consider. I mean, Switch 2 is not as powerful as a PS5. Switch 2 is comparable with an Xbox Series S. It's comparable. So, you know, I mean, if they're a competent developer, they should absolutely be able to get the game looking and running fairly good on Switch 2. You know, if they can for those other platforms. You know, with some compromises. But yes, that should be doable. So, we'll see. Yeah, I right now I'm just waiting to see more. Because I still think there's hope for that. Power Mad UK. Just my thoughts, but Donkey Kong Bonanza is better than Mario Odyssey. I don't know if I agree with that statement. I know a lot of people have been saying that, so you're not alone in your opinion there, Power Mad. I do gotta wonder, right? A lot of people have been saying that, and one of my thoughts is this a kind of like a recency bias thing, right? Like, sometimes people, they get excited about the most recent thing. You know, so I do wonder, like, a lot of people are saying that. That said, I am loving Donkey Kong Bonanza. Like, I'm loving it a lot like the way I liked Mario Odyssey. Like, I just want to keep playing and exploring and doing everything I can. Like Mario Odyssey, I want to explore the entire world ad nauseum and 100% it. But I will tell you this. I do kind of get the sense that it's a bit more fun to explore the world of Donkey Kong than it was to explore for Mario. And exploring the world of Mario was fun, but I guess what I'm trying to say is that I think it's even more fun than Mario Odyssey, because there's even more to do and more to interact with, right? Like, you can only do so much when you can't destroy everything. When you can destroy everything, there's a lot more options, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So I think an argument can be made, but I want to kind of like hold back on rushing to that judgment, though, because the game just came out, right? There is such a thing as recency bias, and if we think back to when we initially got to play Mario Odyssey, it was a very good game, and obviously everyone has different opinions, right? For some people, maybe Mario Odyssey is a better game. For some people, maybe Donkey Kong Bonanza is a better game. Like, that's normal. But what will the overall consensus be once some time has passed and we've been able to look at both games from a historical perspective? That's going to be interesting to talk about in the future. Sky Sword is Alyssa. Expedition 33 is an incredible game. Yeah, I want to give it a try. It does look very cool. I mean, it's one of the Game of the Year contenders, so, you know, yeah. Uncle JD, Metacritic is garbage. I don't go by those idiots. I only go by YouTubers and my own experience. Metapatch garbage gets too much credit. So, Metacritic, right? Oh, but you said Metacritic. That's funny. I just noticed that. You know, it is just... It just combines a whole bunch of scores from different reviewers, right? Some of which are YouTubers. But I just still agree with you. Like, I like looking at the Metacritic score. I like keeping it in mind. But I definitely agree that, you know, you just got to kind of consider the game for yourself. Like, there are games that are 7 or 8 out of 10s that I love, right? There are games that are 10 out of 10s that I'm like, it's not for me. You know, like, it depends. There's so many variables, for sure. And I'll say this. While I am kind of defending Mario Odyssey a little bit here, right? I don't want to be so quick to say that Donkey Kong Bonanza is a better game than Mario Odyssey. I think it's up for debate. I do kind of have the sense that Mario Odyssey getting a 97 on Metacritic back in 2017 versus Bonanza getting a 91 on Metacritic now, I don't think that's a fair disparity from what I've enjoyed of the game so far. Like, I don't think Bonanza is 6 points lesser, right? In the grand scheme of things, that's not that much of a difference, but it is, it's a one rounds to a 10 out of 10, the other rounds to a 9 out of 10. I think it's closer than that from what I've played so far. So, I'll just say that. Fonto, greetings everyone. Rad cries on DK Bonanza. The post game is awesome too. Can't wait for more Switch 2 releases. Man, you guys are just getting me more excited to play through Bonanza with more speed. Yeah. Let's see here. Then my chat jumped, so I got lost. Although we're getting close to showtime. Very close. Chris Appleson, hey, Andre's still dreaming like me that Metro Prime 4 will even get here before the Game of the Year cutoff. Just it has to come out like by November, right? The cutoff is sometime in the middle of November. I think it will come out before that point. Yeah. Chrono Rig adds me. I think a game or a show from the Team Rocket point of view would be cool. I agree. So actually, Pokemon. What was it? You Can Steal Pokemon. Is it Gale of Darkness? Or is it both Coliseum and Gale of Darkness? I know you can steal Pokemon in one of those GameCube games, if not both. So that's something to keep in mind. Those games are very good. Metroid Drones. Yeah, this is a Pikachu rave. Mario asks, hey man, do you believe that Zelda leak? Which one? Which Zelda leak? The one about Ocarina of Time remake? And it getting a visual redesign? I'm inclined to believe it, yeah. If it means something else, I'm not sure. You'll have to clarify. Sky Sword Alyssa. The gameplay in Expedition 33 is incredibly fun and the music is fantastic. It's not just a story that's great about the game. Yeah, I'm interested. Definitely interested in it. Oh, man. Oh, man. The music. Oh, it's so hype. The other pictures in the back. Oh, Mimikyu's back. That's so cool. That is so cool. True Dash fan. Andres, do you think a update for Mario Kart World is coming? Yeah, I do. We'll see it in the Direct whenever that comes. Which people think is next week. Definitely. Alright, so what I want to know is this gonna be where the presents is? Is there a 4K option? There's not. Alright, I'm looking on the official Pokemon YouTube channel. We are so close to showtime. Okay. There is multiple Pokemon Presents. Oh, this is a UK version. Okay. I think we should probably stop this, right? Minute 20. Oh, the music's so good though. I realize I've had it on quiet this entire time. I'm bumping it up. So good. I love it. I love it. I'm building. They're in sync. They're in sync. Is this 4K? Thank you. All right, here we are. All right, starting. You guys should be able to hear it.
Hi Pokemon trainers, I'm Chris Brown from the Pokemon Company International. Today I'm excited to share details about the 2025 Pokemon World Championships coming to Anaheim, California from August 15th to 17th. We are once again thrilled to welcome thousands of trainers from around the world who will battle across the Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet video games, the Pokemon trading card game, Pokemon Go, and Pokemon Unite. These elite trainers will receive a celebratory promo card for competing in the Pokemon World Championships. Let's take a first look at this year's special artwork for Paradise Resort.
Wow, Paradise Resort. I'm not that interested in this.
In 2025, we will host Championship Sunday in an arena.
I used to care about this stuff.
Those who can prove themselves as the best will earn incredible prizes, including the coveted Champions line. Alongside our competitors, we expect more than 20,000 Pokemon fans to come celebrate together and enjoy tons of new activities. Each attendee will also receive a special digital code to obtain Toad School for the Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet video games.
Toadstool.
During the weekend, fans at home can tune in to the action via our live stream broadcasts available in multiple languages. Some of these streams have special giveaways planned, so we hope you'll join us in cheering our competitors as they strive to achieve the title of World Champion. Thank you for being a part of what makes our global community of Pokemon trainers so special.
Cool. Kind of.
On this island, we want the Pokémon to have as much fun as they'd like.
I haven't seen this series yet.
We'll do our very best to help you feel as comfortable as possible.
This
so you
season
can
2?
make the most of the amenities we offer.
Or 3?
Huh? No! I just planted there! Leave it alone, please!
Haru, it's all up to you. Make our team proud.
Are you okay?
Thanks, I'm fine. Kent?
Haru?
Oh yeah.
Pokemon Dating Simulator.
Totally her ex, no doubt.
The dating simulator, here it is.
Moving here helped a lot. Working actually makes me happy, and I can work harder too.
Wait, Celio! Come back!
This is the dating simulator.
Sorry Celio is causing you so much trouble. I know it's a lot.
How long have you and Celio known each other, Dan?
For about 15 years now. Looking back, it gave me such good memories and so much happiness.
Man, I want to watch this.
As long as you never give up, you can overcome any obstacle. And our friends always remind us that we're never alone.
Sure.
Onward to a brand new day.
New episode September 4th. Okay. Great. Says like a new season.
My name
basically.
is Peter Lord, the co-founder and creative director at Aardman Animation Studio in Bristol, England. Now at Aardman, we have created award-winning stories with iconic characters. Now, we have the pleasure of partnering with Pokémon on an exciting new stop-motion animated series. We'll be putting some very special Pokémon front and center as the heroes of our show, and it will be set in a region which is very close to our hearts. It will give a unique look at the Pokémon world told from the perspective of Pokémon, with a signature Aardman sense of character and comedy and craft.
So it's not concierge.
I
It's
know
something
you'll
else.
love it as much as we do. We could not be more excited to share this sneak peek with the world. So let's have a look.
Let's have a look. Let's go. Holy cow. Oh boy. That's that Charizard. Sir Fetched and Pikachu and Pichu. The Misadventures of Sir. I like that. Okay.
Hello, everyone.
Okay.
I'm Utsunomiya from the Pokémon
I'm into it.
Company.
I'm into it.
In today's broadcast, we will be bringing you a variety of news about Pokémon, including our newest titles. In our next segment, we'd like to share the latest information about Park Kanto. Please have a look.
Park Kanto. I don't. Is this a park? I don't-
Park Kanto, the first permanent outdoor Pokémon attraction, will open soon. Park Kanto is built on roughly 26,000 square meters of land within Japan's Yomiuri Land amusement park.
Interesting.
Pokémon has grown so much thanks to lots of support from many people.
Time to go to Japan.
So we wanted to make a
Again.
place everyone could come together and enjoy. A space where Pokémon will always be, and where people and Pokémon can have fun together. That wish prompted us to begin work on a world where Pokémon truly exist.
Park Kanto can be broadly divided into two areas.
Holy sheep.
Pokémon
You're right,
live
Marco.
within the forest. When you step inside, you'll find Pokémon playing together in groups. We want to broaden people's idea of how Pokémon live and interact with one another by letting them experience a world with Pokémon in it. A place where we can tell visitors, welcome to the world of Pokémon.
As you enter, you'll be greeted by the diverse landscape of this rich natural forest
Oh,
where
man.
Pokémon reside.
How are they going to show the Pokemon off?
There's also an area where Pokémon and trainers gather, the town of your dreams.
How are they going to do this? Just
Here,
statues?
Encounters with a variety of Pokémon await you.
Grand opening planned for early 2026. That's not far from now.
Next, we have a number of other announcements to share with you.
I realize it would be way more expensive, but if this is a missed opportunity to use animatronics, have moving, lifelike moving Pokemon, that would have been really cool. What's going on here?
Pokemon Go Fest 2025
Oh,
Max Finale is coming soon. Max Pokemon will be appearing one
Augmented
after another.
reality might be the way to
Eternatus
do
will
it,
be
Crazy
appearing
Scoff.
For the first time globally. We also have a promo code to share that will give you a chance to catch a powerful Gigantamax Pokemon.
bioengineered Pokemon like Jurassic World would be crazy. The end of the world, though. Masters. Right?
I'll finish him off.
So just adding the DLC characters.
Pokemon Masters EX.
Great. Great, thanks. Moving on. Ooh, a ship. Oh, a giant Lapras! Oh. Why hype me up like that? Why get me excited like that? Great. Cafe remix. I do love the Lapras costume though. Not that I play Cafe Remix. Oh, love it. I don't use Pokemon Sleep. Yeah, Alma, they baited us. Trapinch, so cute. Pokemon Unite's 4 years old? That's crazy. I liked Pokemon Unite.
Latios
Haven't
and
played it in a
Latias
while,
join
though.
the fray to commemorate Pokemon Unite's 4th anniversary. Latios and Latias can both quickly fly to each other. A new type of battle, Electrode Volleyball, will be available after this broadcast ends.
Wow, it was 4 years ago. Almost. That's crazy. Alright. When will things start to get really interesting? Maybe the last minute. Oh, that's a cool looking card. Wow. That is a very cool look. These are very good looking cards. Mega Gardevoir. That's fabulous. Ooh, that Venusaur line. Bro. Time to lose all my money. Don't buy them. Don't do it. It's like gambling.
Next, please take a look at this video.
Alright, come on. Give me something cool. It's another app, though. This is another app. It says at the bottom. Champions. Champions? Maybe?
Just one.
No, it's a puzzle game. But is it a fun puzzle game? Oh, I'm so smart. By me, I mean the kid. Pokemon Friends? It's a Pokemon puzzle game of puzzles. There's a lot of plushies they're showing off. You get to win, so you get to play this on your Switch as well. It's a hybrid thing. It's mobile and Switch. All right, it's just a puzzle game, or it's like a brain thing. Helps keep your brain fit, but Pokemon themed.
Solve puzzles and get your daily aha moment. Use the plush you get from solving puzzles to decorate your in-game plush rooms.
That's where the plushies come in. Okay. Eureka every day.
Pokemon Friends.
Oh boy. I like puzzle stuff, so I probably
Pokemon
give it a
Friends
word.
is a puzzle game
Give it
where
a
players
try.
enjoy the thrill of realization while untangling their thoughts. Every
Gotta
day you
untangle
play
mine.
is a chance to untangle your next Eureka moment.
If it gets
Pokemon
harder,
Friends
yeah,
will be
we'll
available
force.
on Nintendo
For sure.
Switch, iOS, and Android after this broadcast.
Almo, this is so far the Pokemon Smartphone Direct. You can play this on your
We
Switch
hope you
though.
download it and give it a try.
I assume Switch 2 as well.
Next, allow me to share some news about the Pokemon main series.
Main series
A free update geared for the Nintendo Switch 2 system is available for the Pokemon Scarlet and
Whoa!
Pokemon Violet
I had
games.
no idea. So I'm being sarcastic. It's been out for a while,
When
right?
playing on Nintendo Switch 2, you'll be able to enjoy smoother movement and even sharper graphics. We hope you try visiting the Paldea region on Nintendo Switch 2 as well.
Maybe. I guess to give it a look at least. Oh, wait. What's that? Oh. The music.
A new Terra Raid battle event series will kick off in Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet tomorrow.
Man,
These
those
Terra
legend
Raid
themes.
battle events will feature Shiny Wo-Chien, Shiny Qianpao, Shiny
Qianpao.
Qinglu, and Shiny Chiyu.
Chiyu.
But just winning the Terra Raid battles won't be enough to get these 4 Pokemon. You'll be able to add each one to your team only after it's been defeated 1 million times.
It's a global
Everyone
effort.
will have to work together to attain the treasures of Ruin.
I'm sure we'll do it fine.
Pokemon Mass Outbreak events will also be occurring at the same time. And that's not all. We're also giving away a tracksuit apparel item, so we hope you continue to enjoy adventuring in the Paldea region.
Man, that tracksuit looks not attractive.
Next, allow me to share some information
Here we
about
go.
Pokemon Champions.
This is it. This is where things start to get interesting. Hopefully. Alright. Pokemon Champions gameplay. Here we go.
Pokemon Champions.
Tell me more.
In this title, you can enjoy the battles you know and love from the Pokemon series on your Nintendo Switch or mobile device.
And
You can invite your previous Pokemon partners to join the action by linking with Pokemon Home.
Right,
or
right.
you can find new partners to battle alongside you right away. From
New
within
partners?
Pokemon Champions.
rentals confirmed. Recruiting. Or recruiting, I guess.
You can recruit Pokemon to your team to battle alongside you. It's up to you which Pokemon to choose. Recruit Pokemon you're interested in and form a team. Then it's finally time for Pokemon battles.
So there's a currency. Oh, you can auto team build. You saw there's an auto team build option in the bottom left.
You can enjoy ranked battles that let you face off against trainers from around the world, as well as private battles where you
3
can
out of
take on
3,
family and friends with greater immersion than ever before.
Dead.
Take on thrilling matches in single battles and double battles. Finally, we'd like to introduce you to a new way to raise Pokemon that lets you enjoy battles even more.
Let's go. Okay.
Pokemon Champions offers ways to make raising your Pokemon more flexible and convenient than ever.
Okay. Very
Teach
cool.
your Pokemon moves that interest you, then train your Pokemon to make the most of them. Recruit and train to easily enjoy Pokemon battling.
So you have a lot more flexibility, which is good.
Bringing Pokemon battles to everyone. Pokemon Champions. Plan to release in 2026.
2026. Okay. It's what we thought. But that was a good thing.
Last up, we have some news about the Pokemon
Here's our
Legends
deep dive.
ZA game. Please have a look at this video.
Let's go. Fire Emblem Pokemon game would be pretty cool, Chris. Absol, what's going on? We don't know. They didn't show us. They teased us. What? That was a weird Pokeball dance. Oh, that Houndoom looked pissed. So this stream doesn't have a 4K option? No. Interesting. Leave it a Pokemon company not to stream in 4K. Like the music though. Mega evolving on their own. Oh, those look like raid battles. Raid battles for Mega Evolutions, okay. Whoa! Mega Dragonite! It finally happened! It's going back to its roots. Kind of. Damn, they look cool. Switch 2 edition.
Pokémon Legends ZA. We'd like to introduce this game's new story, which takes place in a city striving to be somewhere that
Would have been
belongs
nice
to
if they
both
actually
people and
had a
Pokémon.
4K stream to show off the Switch 2 visuals better. But
After you arrive in Lumio City, either Urbane or Tawny will invite you to join Team MZ.
huh.
Team MZ's objective is to protect the city of Lumios.
Okay.
Let's get to know Team MZ a little better. There's
Yeah,
Naveen,
high
a
end deal. You're right,
fashion
Metroid
designer in the
Jones.
making. And there's
Straight from
Lita, who
Xenoblade,
aspires to become
Mega
a
Dragonite.
professional dancer. As part of Team MZ, you'll spend your days in Lumio City with this crew.
By day and by night.
Lumio City looks different by day and by night. During the day, you can explore the city and find lots of Pokémon to add to your party.
Mm-hmm.
Then,
Very
by
chill.
night, you can compete in the ZA Royale with the Pokémon you've raised, aiming to climb the ranks.
There's a lot of ranks to climb.
As
from
you
Z to
advance
A.
in the ZA Royale, battles against powerful trainers await.
I guess they're kind of
One
like
of
gym
those
leaders.
trainers, Corbeau, is the boss of the Rust Syndicate, an organization operating in Lumio City.
Rust
It
Syndicate.
seems like he has some kind of business with the members of Team MZ.
He's probably a good guy.
Lumio
With
City
style.
offers plenty of ways to have fun, aside from Pokemon battling, too.
Like DJing.
Trainers can change their hairstyle,
Oh,
looks, and outfit to appear however they would like as they stroll around the city.
wowza. There is some. Looks like a lot of options actually.
If you've teamed up with a Furfrou, a Pokemon with distinctive long fur, you can even have it trimmed into fashionable styles.
Lovely.
You can also take photos at interesting spots, or relax and hang out with your Pokemon if you
So
like.
fun. It sounds like I'm being sarcastic, and I am.
All
but
kinds of
also,
encounters
these
await
are
you
nice
in
things.
Lumio City. Emma, the best detective in Lumios, will ask you to help with her detective work.
Ooh, detective work. I love detective work.
You can find people around the city who need a hand and solve their problems.
See, I miss this in Pokemon where there's a lot more like character interactions. So this seems like a good thing.
Mabel is the acting director of the Pokemon Research Lab. By catching Pokemon, you can aid her research. In return, you can receive useful items for your adventures in this game.
Interesting. There's levels.
Something strange has been occurring in Lumio City recently. Some wild Pokemon have been mega evolving on their own and going rogue. These so-called
Cool.
rogue mega evolved Pokemon can't contain their own strength and are the
So
very
big.
definition of dangerous.
That's so cool.
To take them on, you'll need to fight Mega Evolution with Mega Evolution.
Mega Dragonite.
One newly discovered Mega Evolved Pokemon, Mega Dragonite, has
It's
distinctive
awesome.
Dragonair-like features,
Yeah,
like
it
wings
does.
on its head and a pearl on its tail. While tackling rogue Mega Evolved Pokemon, you'll want an ally from Team MZ at your side, plus strong bonds with your Pokemon.
I want to learn more
This
about Mega
city
Dragonite.
holds
Like,
many
what has his
stories.
typing changed? What does it have a new ability?
Different wishes intertwine, seeking for people and Pokemon to coexist. Pokemon Legends ZA, coming Thursday, October 16, 2025.
Neat. You get a Ralts. So, do you guys think that was it? Is that the whole show? Or is there a little bit more?
What did you think? Pokemon Legends ZA is releasing on October 16, 2025. We hope you're looking forward to your new adventures in Lumiose City. That's all for today's presentation. Thank you very much for tuning in.
And now we have this Pikachu thing. He's just saying bye. But I think that's it. I think that's the show. I think it's over. Something that's saying it's over, but I'm pretty sure it's over. Now we know it's over. Okay, so that's it. It is over. Yep. It's over. So, what did we think? Was that a good Pokemon Presents or not? I think it was okay. Like, very okay. Like, I mean, it was pretty much exactly what I expected it to be. I think I kind of wanted to see... I don't know. I think, maybe they could have done better, like, showing off Legends ZA. Like, alright, my biggest criticism, honestly, was, that the stream wasn't in 4K. Like, that's my biggest criticism. Like, they showed off Pokemon Legends ZA. They even said Nintendo Switch 2 Edition, yet it's only a 1080p 60 stream. And, like, it didn't look really good, you know, like, visually. So, you know. Yeah. Power Man. A puzzle game is nice. The puzzle game might be the big thing. I mean, actually, Pokemon Champions, getting to see a little bit more of it, it's looking kind of like what I wanted it to be or expected it to be. So that's cool. Mega Dragonite is kind of like maybe the biggest thing out of this entire presentation. So yeah, I mean, I think it's okay to say that this was not a great show. Yeah. But it's okay. I still have the best Pokemon right here. Hey. Hi. You're a little cozy? Yeah? Yeah. Anyway. Fonto, ZA will not be in 4K game, will not be in 4K in game though, not a chance. 1440p docked max. First off, it's definitely possible for the game to run at 4K. Prime 4 is at 4K, right? But a lot of Switch 2 Edition games have been at 1440p. Point is, they still could have had a 4K stream to showcase the game as good as possible, right? Because if it had a higher resolution, it helps to account for compression. They only did 1080 60. It just didn't look very sharp. So, you know, that's a little bit of a bummer. Pokemon Champions not coming out till 2026 is kind of expected for me. That's what I, basically, because if it was coming out this year, I think they would have given us a release date sooner. That was sort of what I was thinking. And it's always like with these things that when it has to do with things that are kind of impacting like the overall Pokemon like ecosystem, those tend to take longer, right? Like remember like Pokemon Home, for example, it always takes longer to come out than you would think because they have to take a lot of factors into account with it. So I think there's something to keep in mind there, but Champions does look good. Yeah. Michael Nowak, why are battles with Megas on separate boring arenas? Battles in overworld are the coolest part. Well, maybe there are other arenas. They may be able to mix that up, you know. Yeah. Listen, all I'm saying is that they should have had a higher quality stream to showcase the game as good as it could be possibly shown, and they didn't do that. Whatever resolution Legends ZA Switch Edition ends up being at, it doesn't change anything. They should have streamed at a higher resolution. That's all I'm saying. They should have, and they didn't. That's a problem. There's no way they couldn't have done that. So that's it. Maybe they didn't want to show a higher quality stream so they could hide details, I guess. I don't know. But we've seen a little bit of the Switch 2 version of Legend of Z, and it looks good. Like, a lot better than what we just saw. Like, it's sharper. Anyway. That's it. Mega Dragonite. That's the big thing. I feel like, I'm glad I didn't make like a Pokemon Presents like predictions video, because I wouldn't have had much to say. Like, it was okay. Like, that's what it was. It was okay. But yeah, I'm gonna pick up Legend ZA. It's gonna be good. I'll give that puzzle game a whirl, and I hope to learn more about champions, and I expect that to be a pretty big deal. So that'll be fun when it comes out next year. Yeah, Fonto, that's what I think. I think everything by Nintendo should release on YouTube in 4K. Now, technically, Pokemon Company is separate from Nintendo slightly, right? Like, there are things that they do that don't necessarily have to do with Nintendo, I guess. So, yeah. Anyways, yeah. Mega Dragonite. Exactly, Ricardo. Mega Dragonite. There you go. That's the show. Mega Dragonite. And I actually really like the design for Mega Dragonite. Because it is tying into the prior like evolutions of Dragonite, right? Dratini, Dragonair, and people have always wondered like what, like, because when Dragonair evolves to Dragonite, it looks completely different. Like, people have wondered like what would happen if Dragonair had a more like linear evolution, and so like this Mega Evolution of Dragonite is kind of bring in some of those Dragonair elements, which is very cool. So I like that. I want to learn more about the Pokemon, but it is just one Pokemon at the end of the day. Yeah. But, yeah, guys, thank you, everyone, for coming by. I am planning to do a discussion stream later tonight. There will be a video later as well. It's still pretty early in the day, so still a lot to get out, do today. So stay tuned for a video about recent Nintendo rumors and news. And there will be a discussion podcast, a more broader Nintendo, maybe about that Direct that we keep hearing about tonight as well. So, but yeah, that's it for now. Let me see. I'm messing with like a new setup, so I need to. I never actually set up an outro with a prior setup, but yeah, there will be. I will be getting an outro and stuff ready in the not so distant future. But for now, I'll see you soon. Take care.